Hey yo.
Hey yo, this is Vex coming at you with Dax Attacks. Hey, congratulations, Buddha Bellies, on one heck of a victory against the three-legged imp. We had some absolutely amazing attacks, and look at that. Got a couple of 3 stars on a Town Hall 11 and a Town Hall 10. Did leave a couple of the 9s, but you know what? When we made up for them up top, that makes everything go a lot better. These guys didn't. They left some attacks on the board. They weren't a real serious war clan. You can see they didn't get very much on our tops at all, except for that pathetic number 7 Dax. He got 3-starred. So I guess it might be time to change up the old war base a little bit. But I wanted to bring a couple of fantastic attacks that we had, and then one from last time. The 8 Quakes GoWiWi attack has been working extremely well. I just wanted to point out what I'm looking for when I do it, and I was able to record Asus's attack just after he did it, and so I'll bring that to you too. So sit back and let's go. Okay, so the first attack I wanted to bring was against this Town Hall 10. It was a brand new Town Hall 10, obviously. It only had level 1 Inferno Towers. All of the defenses are maxed for Town Hall 9, so it's been maxed Town Hall 9 for a while. Level 30 Heroes, level 30 Queen, and 28 King. But the walls were pretty well maxed out, except for the new ones that he just added. So it's essentially a Town Hall 9 that you're hitting with level 1 Inferno Towers. So I look at this base and I decided that it would be best for me to go in right up at the top, because I could drop 4 Earthquakes right on top of that mortar, and if I would actually hit it right, I would have been happy, but I accidentally placed them just a little bit to the right. Ended up working out okay, but it was enough to open up the big section over here, the big section on this side, and get me right down into the middle, the Town Hall, and all of this area. The reason I decided to come in from the top was because the Queen is parked way down here, and you see she's not even going to engage until I get to the Archer Tower, or to the Inferno Tower and the Town Hall. And the King, about the same thing, and this Expo on the backside here is going to engage a little bit before, but again, it's just a level 1 Expo, so that's why I came in on the opposite side of the Queen, right into the Inferno Towers. And on this attack, I only brought 4 Quake spells, because I only opened it up in one spot, and then I brought 2 free spells for the multi-Inferno Towers, and I did bring 3 golems this time. Generally I bring 2 when I'm going into single Inferno Towers, but since these are both level 1 and they were on multi, I went ahead and brought 3 golems to eat up an extra beam. And then probably the most important part of the entire attack is this funneling that I do. This is something that I know a lot of people have a problem with, and I do from time to time. But once you learn how to do the funneling, it makes your attacks go much more efficiently. So you get your troops to go where you want them to go. In this case, the way this is set up and the size of these camps, I knew if I could take out each of these camps and then the barracks between them and the spell factory, that as soon as I drop my witches and wizards and king and queen up at the top, and I had my entry into the base here, the only place for all of my troops to go was right down the middle, because that dark elixir storage would be the closest target, and your troops are going to lock onto their closest target. So by cleaning all of this extra area out, that forced all of those troops right into the middle. That is the essence of a funnel. It is to clean out enough spaces so that your troops will lock onto the closest the closest building, and that building is in the area that you want them to go. So we will go ahead and hit replay, and we'll take a look at how it actually went down. Alright, so we are up here, and you can see I put it just to the right of that mortar. I really wanted to put it right on top of it, but it ended up working out. I cleaned out both sides. Then I dropped 2 of my golems right away, and I did that so that those archer towers would lock onto the golems, and then I could drop my wizards behind them, and they could have free shot at cleaning up these trash buildings to create my funnel. So I've got 3 wizards down, and there goes the camps and one of the barracks, and then at this point I got my wall breakers going, and the camps are down, and they'll have this barrack and the spell factory out here very shortly. And that means when I put my wizards and witches down up here and my heroes, the next place that they're going to want to go, once I have a hole in the wall, they're going to want to go right to that dark spell factory or dark elixir storage, and that is a funnel. So once they are down, now I got my hole. Now I bring in my troops. So I put down all my witches and let them go, with then the king and the queen and the warden. And I drop my clan castle, and now everybody's getting inside. I did have a couple that did stray, but it wasn't very many of them at all, and that actually helps out a little bit, just having a few of them go around the outside. Went ahead and dropped both of my free spells as soon as my witches and wizards got up towards the Inferno Towers and the clan castle, or the town hall. And from there, it was just a matter of getting everybody through there. I had really just struggled when I was setting up my attack if I should bring an extra rage spell or a jump spell to get my troops out of the middle. I went ahead and went with the rage, obviously, and it did work. A jump spell probably would have been better. I probably would have set it right there by that mortar, and I could have jumped to all 3 of those compartments. As it turned out, this worked out all right. I got the rest of my troops just going to work their way through this base. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. So at this point, I was thinking I had a pretty good shot at 3 stars, and my main goal now is to keep my king alive. So that's why I popped the Grand Warden ability when I did, once that cannon had locked onto him, and that gave it just enough time for him to get through there, survive, and be able to get through this wall and take out this last cannon. So that was a 3-star on a Town Hall 10 with a 4 Quake GoWiWi. Okay, so when I was looking at this base on how I wanted to go about it, I first noticed that the queen was way down here, quite a ways away from the town hall, and that both of the baby Inferno Towers were, first of all, level 1, but number 2, they were both set to single. And that made me lick my lips and think, you know what, I can wreck this base pretty good. So, looking at the layout, I really like attacking this type of a layout because with 8 earthquakes, I can drop 4 there, and I can drop 4 right there, and by doing that, that opens up every single compartment so that my witches can have free run on the entire base, with the exception of this archer tower, air sweeper, and that gold mine. That is the only section that will not be open, that will have a straight shot to for my witches and all their skeletons. So you can absolutely run over this base with enough witches and opening it up. So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the Quake spells on the top. I try to be nice and methodical when I'm doing this, just try to make sure I get them where I want them to go. I try not to get in a hurry, because when I get in a hurry, that's when I mess things up. But when I can go nice and methodically, then I can open up walls like that. Alright, so I'll go ahead and drop 2 golems, because that's all I brought, and I did them nice and wide. And then I bring in a wall breaker, and then drop a few more. And I always bring way more wall breakers than I really need, because I have a tendency to have wall breaker fails. I'm kind of bad with wall breakers, so I usually bring extras. And this attack, I send 1 just to make sure there's no spring traps or bombs or anything, and then I'll drop the rest of them, enough to open up the holes in the wall. Then I create my funnel with a couple of wizards, and then it is game on. So once my wall breakers get that open, then I went ahead and dropped just a few wizards, enough to create my funnel, and there, got most of it. Those storages take a little bit longer because they're a little bit bigger, but once I got them down, then boom, now I can get all of my damage troops, my DPS troops in there, and they are all gonna funnel right into the middle, right where I want them. And I brought, I think, 11 witches, and then 2 in the clan castle. I want you to take a look at this when we get done. So you can see my troops are just absolutely running right over this base, because there is nothing to stop them, right? They can go from compartment to compartment to compartment, and there's just nothing to stop them. So they just absolutely wrecked this base. And I had 1 raid spell that I put in the middle, and all I had to do was, I did pop my king's ability, try to keep him alive as long as I could. That cannon and archer tower did finally get him, but at this point it didn't really matter, because I had so many skeletons at the end of this. It was absolutely amazing. Once I got through and they got past that town hall and had both the inferno towers down, I already knew that this was a 3-star, because there was so much still alive. Look at all of those skeletons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 witches right there. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 witches still alive, and I only brought 11 plus 2, so 13, and 9 of them survived with about 1,000 skeletons. That is, the 8 Quake GoWiWi has really been effective on bases where you can open up multiple compartments, or a whole bunch of compartments, with those earthquake spells, and just let your witches just run wild across them. So I hope that helps. And we get a bonus video because Asus went ahead and decided to 3-star his base. Now, in full disclosure, I took a wild swing at this one. I tried an air attack and I totally whiffed it. But if I would have attacked with a GoWiWi, this is exactly how I would have done it. So he sets up with his golems, he sets up a funnel, which is absolutely beautiful. And where I like to drop my earthquakes early, Asus waits until he's got his attack going. I'm just not that coordinated. I don't trust myself enough. I want to make sure that I get the earthquakes down where I want them. But he's more talented than I am. He can do it on the fly. So he gets his funnel. He gets going right into the middle. Uses a freezes that dragon and lets his troops kill it. That was a pretty cool move, I thought. And he's got all of those witches and wizards and the queens in the middle and the grand warden. And on the outside, he had a couple witches that decided to take the long route with the king, and that's going to actually be very, very beneficial in this attack because they clean up the entire north half of the base. Queen and the rest of the witches and the Warden clean out the middle of the base, and then he's got a whole bunch of witches that came to the south, and they clean up the south half of south third of the base. So it was actually like a three-prong attack. I'm not sure if he meant it to go that way, but it was absolutely perfectly executed. And you can see they just run right through this base with the 8 Quake and the GoWiWi. At this point, there's only a couple cannons and archer tower, and he has got so much left. But we're going to speed this up because he just absolutely wrecked this base. Congratulations, Asus. Another beautiful 3-star on a Town Hall 11. Congratulations. So, that is how the 8 Quake GoWiWi attacks have been working for us. And I hope somebody can learn a little something from it, pick up something that what we're looking at when we decide to use it for our attacks. The 8 Quake doesn't work on every base, but the ones where you can open up so many compartments, like we showed here, give it a try. So until next time, let's get better, baby.